It's election time na naman. Promises, and yung mga nagpa-promise ngayon na, na gustong kumandidato, they have been in public office for decades and they have done nothing. Let's just look at their track record. Ano ba nagawa nila during that time instead of looking what they are again promising to us?
There are a lot of things that are out of our control. We don't have a direct hand on the outcome, but we do have a direct hand on our response to the outcome.
We start with ourselves, and also when we start with ourselves, we become examples to others. Kasi mahirap yung tinuturo mo lang. You need to start by setting an example, because for me, values are caught, not taught.
Like senior leaders today, whether you're a church, you're a business, you're a government leader, it's contagious eh. Yung especially integrity and a lack of integrity, it's contagious. And so when people see that there's a lack of integrity, what happens? Then they'll also follow suit, because well, he got away with it, he got rich, he got rewarded, he didn't get the consequence. I want that as well.
We'll discuss today the role of men in leadership positions and in the society. The problem that we want to tackle kasi is right now we're seeing the effects of moral decay in our society, not only in the Philippines, but also abroad, no? Especially in the United States, where they are fighting a lot of forces in order to make a positive change in their own nation. In the Philippines, we also have a lot of problems, from corruption, values that has affected our nation from becoming strong and independent. I want to share a video here, and then let's react to it.
What happened was our esteemed legislators transferred huge amounts of funds from what are ordinarily identified as high priority projects of our national government, underfunded them, diverted funds from these projects towards a bunch of what they call public works projects that are scattered all over their districts, which are poorly studied, poorly identified, and largely clustered around what they call flood control projects, because these are the projects, in my mind, that are most difficult to monitor. Because they diverted funds from these high priority projects, they now are looking for funds to fund the priority projects. And these priority projects that were underfunded include, as I said earlier, health, education, and also a major category of high priority public works projects that enjoy foreign financial assistance, which require counterpart funding. And the counterpart funding for all of these projects will similarly be funded. So now the Department of Finance is scrambling to find funds to fund these essential projects.
Well, what's new under what's new under the sun? It's the same old tale. Can't say we did not see it coming. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are saying the same thing. Yeah, I think I mean, again, I mean, it's really it's sad. It's sad when you see news like this, because it makes you wonder when we'll have good leaders. But I mean, it's the reality that we face on today. That there are really still issues when it comes to corruption, greed, abuse of power, and yeah, I mean, like, obviously when that happens, it causes a lot of problems. I mean, like, running out of funds. Yeah, I mean, that's a big issue. I can just imagine the ripple effects of something like that in the country.
Yeah, I think the battle here is long term. So that's why we are coming up with these conversations, that we need to call this out and be able to contribute by starting with exploring values. We are actually reaping the disastrous effects of moral decay, from the past generation. The reason why we have this governance, I think, kaya tayo naghihirap ang Pilipinas ngayon, is we did not really focus on the right values, on molding the current generation and the previous generation into becoming the right leaders. Sabi nga ng isang author, or the one who observed something in the Philippines, we are in the weak men create hard time stage. No, kasi there's a cycle eh. There's a cycle in nations where there's a stage of prosperity and decline. So first is strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times create strong men, and so on and so forth. So in that cycle, my opinion, we are in the weak men create hard time stage. So hopefully, with this period of time, we will be able to inspire and create strong men that will create good times again.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, bottom line is until we see good men rise to the occasion, uh, things are going to be the same. And, that's not necessarily just like from a politics standpoint. Pero I think it's really a call for for all men in society, and even women,
Mm.
to be honest about it. I mean, like,
Mm.
where are we gonna just sit by idly and watch, you know, this, and true enough, like I think there are, we see stories of people naman who are like rising to the occasion. I can think of, some people in a local setting, pero like,
Mm.
uh, I mean, we definitely cannot wait until uh,
Yeah.
the miracle of having good leaders. I mean, all governments have, corruption problems. Even Singapore has corruption problems. But still, I mean, it's really an invitation for everyone to kind of like step up, and that's what we're trying to do here in First Step Podcast. Really to encourage more people to rise to the occasion and embrace, values that uh, don't just have, or doesn't just focus on enriching the self, but it's also about like helping, your neighbor in whatever capacity
Mm.
you can. I mean, like, if we have that kind of culture, you you don't need a lot of power to make a difference. So yeah, I mean, like, I think I'm just reminded talaga na parang, okay, when you hear news like this, you can choose to be dismayed and say, eto na naman, corruption and all of that. Or we can see it as a challenge na parang, okay, if this is the leadership that, or this is like the scenario that's happening like at the top level, well, number one, hopefully, like, if you do have like an opportunity to step up into leadership roles, then please
Mm.
do. And we are starting to see like more, righteous governance across the country. Pero like, even like at a personal level, it's just a stark reminder na, okay, we have to start somewhere, and starting small is never like, because like what you said, it is a long-term battle. So like, even if you start small today, it can have positive impact in the future as well.
Yeah, I agree with the ripple effect. Um, there is a journalist in the United States, Tucker Carlson, who said that the reason why we have like weak nations right now, or like societies that are in the brink of collapse, is because there are men who are weak that are in leadership positions. Sabi niya explicitly in one of his podcasts, he said that weak men are vessels of evil. They are containers of evil. Even if you are kind, but if you are weak and not courageous enough to do what is right, you will be influenced, you will be used by the bad elements to, do bad things or be controlled and manipulated.
Yeah, it's a I yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, but I mean, in some way or another, it might sound idealistic, almost
Hmm.
parang too good to be true. But if we don't aspire towards like that kind of level of, you know leadership, like manhood, or if you want to call it that,
Hmm.
then we're also not going to as a society, we're also not going to be challenged enough to say, and to kind of embrace and say that there should be better leaders. I think like we've
Yeah.
come to the point already na parang, well, you know what, it like, even like in elections, it's now a battle of choosing the lesser evil, and I really hate saying that, because
Hmm. Hmm.
do we really have to, uh what they call this, to settle, or can we like say that there has to still be like a golden standard um that we want to see? And I think more importantly, when you have that gold standard kasi, more than just like wanting leaders like that, it also challenges you to also say, ask yourself, how can I also be that kind of leader in my like direct circle of influence? So I might not see that, but normally in these times, it can also be like a really, really good mirror for us to kind of like ask ourselves now, okay, those are the leaders that we see now, but how am I faring as a boss,
Yeah.
as a father, as a parent, or I mean, like even just like as like an older sibling, because it again like big or small, going back to the idea of ripple effects, it does have an effect in the grand scheme of things. You just don't
Yeah.
know what kind of impact you can really have if you just start small.
We start with ourselves. And also, when we start with ourselves, we become examples to others. Kasi mahirap yung tinuturo mo lang, 'di ba?
Yep.
Yung parang you say you need to be strong, you need to honor your word. You need to start by setting an example because for me, values are caught, not taught, 'di ba?
Yes.
'Di ba?
Right.
If when you're in
Right.
your
Right.
family, sasabihin mo, 'di ba, parang hindi, wag mong gagawin 'yan, pero ikaw ginagawa mo. So your kids will not actually look what you say. They will follow your example all the time. That's why we see the politicians promising things, and then when they don't follow through with their promises, we get disappointed. So in other words, their words are not aligned with their actions. So yun yung parang naisip ko na parang these are the things that we see today. They are not good examples. That's why in order for us to be able to influence the youth, no, we start with ourselves. Kasi right now our leaders are not like that. I want to define weak men. Weak men are actually men who don't follow or honor their word. Kasi when you are a strong man, when you say something, I can rely on it without anything in writing. And when you do that, people can respect and follow your lead. If you don't do that, everyone will be unsafe. 'Di ba? If you are a husband and you say something to your wife, so hon, date tayo dito sa birthday mo, may pupuntahan tayo. Tapos bigla mong hindi ginawa. Your wife will not feel secure. And also definitely in leadership positions. 'Di ba? In business, when you tell your employees that we will launch this product next month and then you did not, and then everyone gets disappointed. So as a leader, nagiging shaky yung hold mo into that leadership position. The respect goes away. Not goes away immediately, but parang na-erode yung respect when they especially when you are the leader of a company.
Yeah, I
And they
think
look up to you.
integrity, no? I mean, like, just to like kind of define that term in like in a way that most people can understand. I think like integrity, you mentioned, it's this simple. Are you the same person in front of an audience or behind closed doors? I heard that from one of my mentors very early on, even when I was still like in high school, and that really stuck with me because uh, well, no one's perfect. Let's admit that. No, we all have like our own like skeletons in the closet. But to some extent, like trying to really bridge that gap between who you are behind closed doors and who you are in public. Like I think like for me personally,
Character.
yes, character exactly. And like when it comes to integrity, character, my biggest motivation is I don't want to say I'm something and then my wife or my kids hear me say that and they tell me ay hindi ka naman ganun sa totoo eh. Parang sinabi mo lang yun para mukha ka like mabango ka sa harap
Yes,
ng mga
yes.
tao. So like I think that for me it's such a reminder that parang integrity, you do it for the people closest to you. Because okay, so the public likes you. So what? I mean, it's the public. Pero what
Yeah.
matters more is what the people who are closest to you really say, family, friends. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's their opinion that really matters. No, I mean, for a man, I mean, like a man, like if like what does a man really want at the end of the day? The respect and adoration of his partner, and the I don't know, the like for his children to go and say that I saw a man that I want to emulate if you have a son. or if you have a daughter, parang I want to be able to also, you know, later on have a relationship with a man who follows the standards of my father. So parang like ako as a father of two daughters, parang yun din yung reminder ko to myself that if I'm not being like setting an example for my daughters in terms of how they should be treated, and they don't see that in the way I treat my wife, then later on, then they're also gonna allow their husbands to do the same thing to them. So, like integrity, I think like really it's like at the core level, it's protecting the core relationships, and I think that we tend to lose sight of that as much because we always like glorify the fame and having like the 100,000 followers on social media,
The reputation instead of the
reputation, the public perception or how like the people perceive you versus who you are within your close circle. I mean, we don't really celebrate that. No, parang what do your close friends think about you? What do your children think about you? What do your parents think about you? And I think that like if we're truly honest with ourselves, I really believe that if not all men, most men, that's actually parang like the deep seated desire in our heart is really just the adoration, respect, and affirmation of people close to us. So if we're honest about ourselves, maybe that should be the goal today. If we really want to see like true, the true like strong man come out.
yeah. It's not just about really focused on looking good, but doing good. Uh, diba? So it's character over reputation. That's why for me, number one is just if you're a man, when you're leading something, lead with integrity, like what you said, or you will lose your standing. You need to be able to lead your company, your family, your friends.
Yeah.
No, when you say you'll handle it, you'll handle it. When you say we'll get this done, we'll get this done. Then they can rely on you. And then the company or the nation, for example, if you are a president or holding a powerful position, can rely on your stability in leading a nation. I want to show a video by President Donald Trump and his newly appointed Secretary of Health, si RFK Jr.
He's now given me, he's kept every promise that he's made to me. He's kept his word in every account and gone way beyond it. I'm so grateful to you, Mr. President. A lot of people told me that I couldn't trust President Trump, that I better get it in writing. And we did a handshake, and everything that he told me he was going to do, he has done.
Right.
And I'm so grateful to him, and I've told you before, I genuinely believe that you are a pivotal historical figure, and you are going to transform this country at a time when we see all of the indicia of democracy now in tatters in our country. We see the rise of the military-industrial complex, the rise of totalitarianism, these attacks on our Constitution, and this breathtaking epidemic that is disabling our people. President Trump has promised to restore the American dream in this country. A healthy person has 1,000 dreams. A sick person only has one. 60% of our population has only one dream, and they get better.
I just showed that to show an example of an actual leader, a leader of one of maybe the most powerful nation on earth, fulfilling his word. Just to give a background, Patrick, RFK Jr. is a former Democrat. No, he's not part of the Republican Party where Donald Trump belonged. But he converted, kasi remember John F. Kennedy, these Kennedy families are from the Democrat Party.
Right.
Si RFK, tumiwalag yan. Kasi nakita niya, the values of the Democratic Party are not aligned to his anymore. Sabi niya, it's not me who left the Democratic Party, it's them who left me. And then he saw Donald Trump that is, fighting the status quo, the corrupt status quo, and he joined him. So what do you think about what he said that you follow your word? You have followed your word to me.
Yeah, I think Yeah, totoo. I mean, sometimes we're so caught up with the, well, I mean, was the word even the right word? And like, I mean, that's not even the issue eh. Like,
Yeah.
because okay, sige, let's say for example, you make the wrong decision. I'm sure that Donald
Mm-hmm.
Trump's gonna make a lot of wrong decisions.
Yep.
But he stands by it and he sees it through.
Yeah.
I think like that's kind of like, I think like that's the beauty of like the entrepreneurial side also. Na parang okay, we're not sure if it's the right decision, but I've made a decision. I talk to people about this in my coaching program,
Mm.
because like one of the things that I really try to break in terms of
Mm.
the mindset of people, no, is over analyzing a decision, and that can cause normally like a lot of people the reason like, cause like quick context, no, like the purpose of that really is to help you to set goals and then really to go out and achieve them. So normally when we're trying to set goals, we get so caught up with the, well, I'm not so sure if this is the right decision, so we overanalyze, we plan from plan A to plan Z, which again, nothing wrong naman with planning, no. Pero when we overanalyze to the point where we end up not sticking with the goal, yun nga, bottom line is you're not sticking to your word, and you're
Mm-hmm.
not fulfilling your promise to yourself. And if you do that, then there's only one person to blame when it comes to your
Yep.
problems. So, like, I think being a man of your word, definitely, I agree that that should be uh, the foundation for being a good leader
Mm.
in whatever like uh, like sphere of influence you have. Uh, in addition to that, I think like being a man of your word because your fellow comes first, I think also really
Mm.
matters. Na parang, okay, because like you can be a man of your word and still have selfish intentions. But being a man of your word because you want to see other people like rise along with you is another story. So, like, I think that more than just having people of integrity, we also really need to have like leaders na talagang may compassion for everyone,
For the
like
people. Mm.
for the people, exactly. And hindi lang yung mahirap, no? Kasi minsan masyadong focused sa mahirap,
Mm.
but also taking care of the people who drive your economy, business owners, middle class. Kasi like for example, no, like with the like there's just so much emphasis put on welfare and helping, the poor. I'm not saying that we shouldn't help them, but how about those who are, funding your projects to help them? Maraming mga memes ngayon na kumakalat online na ang tindi talagang ng tax system ngayon kasi uh, kinukunan tayo ng tax para ibigay sa mga tao na walang trabaho, which I mean, people like laugh about that, but deep down
Mm.
inside it's really a pain point for the middle class and like the taxpayers. So what about them? And of course I know that there's like I'm not going to pretend like I'm an expert at things like that, pero uh, are there leaders that are
Mm.
looking to help those people as well, business owners who are struggling to pay taxes or having a hard
Yeah.
time because it's so hard, like ease of business is practically uh, non-existent, especially in like the farther parts of the country. So like I think if you really look at it, no, like if you have integrity and you have compassion, put that together, you have such a strong concoction for a type of leadership that will really create positive change in
Yeah.
society.
Yeah. And also again, no, going back to reliability and word of honor. No, when I saw that video, I was impressed because that's not the only one that President Trump has fulfilled. From the time he assumed office, all of his promises, he's fulfilling them, everything of he promised to the American people. So sabi ko, wow, If you will juxtapose that to what's happening in our country, a lot of our politicians who are now seated in positions of power, you know that I haven't seen a single promise that was fulfilled. So sabi ko, that's why I showed that video, is we want to compare and contrast it in the Philippines. And I saw the problem, yun nga, weak men are in positions of power in our country. I want to show you something. Now, I want us to react to it because this is very important. You said that when you say something, you need to be compassionate. You need to put compassion and integrity to it. No? You need to think about, for example, businesses. No, not only the poor people that you need to help, but also the businesses that provide employment. I may add that it's also very important to take care of your team, to take care of those who are around you, for those who have helped you to be able to achieve whatever positions that you have. So we cannot deny we are witnessing treacherous actions or circumstances in the country right now, not only to specific political leaders or individuals, but also to the Filipino people. No? Kasi I'm a lawyer. No? I know the law. And when they are discussing and then applying the law, parang we're fundamentally lawless. Law is just a small portion that is inside politics. Ate, di ba sabi natin, we want to have a nation that is ruled by law. But in reality, we are ruled by men, now powerful men. Now, I want to juxtapose it what President Trump said and promised and fulfilled to RFK Jr. to this one. This is Department of Justice Secretary Remulla. He said something on August 28, 2024, and another thing on March 18, 2025. So, disregarding any person that is in there, kahit hindi si Remulla yan, tingnan lang natin kung ano sinabi ng isang leader. No? Sabi dito, when it comes to them, no, okay, we know all the background. No? President Duterte has been kicked out basically to be tried abroad when all of our courts and the judicial system is functioning. So as a lawyer, I know that you need to exhaust all remedies first in your country. No? Despite that, a lot of people, even if you've exhausted everything in the country and walang nangyari, wala tayong kinikick out na Filipino, lalo na ito, presidente, abroad. Diba, remember when there are OFWs na nakakasala, nakapatay sa Middle East or sa ibang bansa, sa Hong Kong? Diba, we always ask the governing custodial nation or country to bring them back. Diba? We always ask for the Filipinos, we want to save them. Pero ito, Patrick, it's my first time to see it. A Filipino citizen being kicked out and being, bahala na kayo dyan, ha? Parang tinapon mo. Anyway, that is the background of this statement. No? August 28, 2024, this leader, Secretary Remulla, said that when it comes to the international police, which is a congregation of enforcement agencies, going into the country, kung gusto nilang pumasok dito upang manghuli at gusto magsagawa ng warrant na i-issue ng ICC pagdating ng panahon, kailangan po dumaan sa ating court system. March 18, 2025, President Duterte was quote-unquote arrested without going to a court or judicial body. Kasi before you arrest or detain someone, you need to give them a lawyer, and after giving them the lawyer, you'll give them an opportunity to be able to defend themselves in court, no? Even if it's just a short time. Ngayon, iba yung sinasabi niya. It's a done deal. He's there. Andun na siya. No? That for me is a statement or an action of a person who doesn't have integrity. But we need to show something more before you react, Patrick. This is another one. Remember, we saw President Trump saying, without in writing, sabi niya kay RFK, you come with me, I will fulfill my promise to you. You will become the health secretary. No? Sabi ni RFK Jr., sabi ng mga kasama ko, we need to put it in writing. But no, even if they didn't put in writing, a man of his word will fulfill it. It's his bond. It's his honor. So pinulfill ni Donald Trump. Ito, Patrick, there was even a letter December 15, 2023 promising Vice President Sara Duterte that with respect to her concerns, the investigation of the ICC into the previous administration's war on drugs, we remain steadfast in resolving that the jurisdiction of the ICC over the Republic of the Philippines, after the effectivity of its withdrawal, is very much in question. To this end, this government will not assist the ICC in any way, shape, or form. So this is a letter, and then that is the point of if you say something, you need to fulfill it, regardless of politics. Kasi pwedeng tayo yun eh. Pwede tayo mapangakuan eh. Diba? Kunyari, magbabayad ako sa'yo, may utang ako sa'yo. Sinulat natin, hindi ko finulfill. Hindi parang you felt betrayed. Ang bait-bait mo ng utang. Ang bait-bait ko nung utang ako sa'yo, tapos nung sisingilin mo na ako, ayaw ko magbayad.
It goes back to where your allegiance lies. No? If your allegiance and your commitment is to your word, even if it's inconvenient for you, you stand by it because yun nga, yung word is bond. I mean, yun, parang if we don't follow the word is bond principle, then what happens to society? What happens to relationships that we have? It will just be a matter of time until
it's shaky. No one trusts you. You won't feel secure.
Right. You know why that happens? It's very simple. Because your allegiance is towards your convenience. Diba? You don't want to be inconvenienced as a person. So parang like obviously like, it's kind of hard to kind of like, put the finger on the psyche of Remulla, but it kind of appears like obviously it's gonna make his job harder. Ayaw niya, so he changes his stance. No, and tama ka. I mean, like we see that all the time. Like even at the at all levels of work, whether private or public man yan. Parang nasa office ka, and then may sinabi sa meeting, dapat gawin natin to. Dapat ito yung decision natin. And then pag sinabi sa kanya, sige, ikaw yung gumawa kasi you wanna champion that. Ay, wag na lang pala. Diba? Because all of a sudden you have responsibility. So it's so easy basically for you to know if a person has integrity and word of bond. If responsibility arises and they change their stance, that's just the telltale sign that they really have no it's not even like, honestly, it's for me like I'm starting to realize more and more now that it's not even about your promises per se. I mean, anyone can make promises. Anyone can break promises. I mean,
it's the character.
It's your desire to take responsibility. Like if you're a man, you make a promise, and really it's like outside of your capacity. You promise your children, oh yeah, sige, we'll definitely go out tomorrow. We're gonna play in the park. Pero umulan. Alam mo yon, then obviously that person doesn't have an integrity issue. The issue is umulan, pero may cover gym, hindi ka lang naman nag-effort na magsabi sa kanila na okay, what if we did like indoor?
Agree.
Diba? Like trying to get out of your way to make it your responsibility to the best of your ability. So like if Remulla had to change his stance because he tried everything he could to promise to fulfill his like word, then so be it. But I guess like the big question there is, did he even make an effort?
Yeah.
So it's again, it's not so much the result. Na kasi we don't have control over the result naman talaga eh. Like that stoicism will tell you, like, diba? I mean, like, and we've spoken about stoicism a few times that there are a lot of things that are out of our control. We don't have like a direct hand on the outcome, but we do have a direct hand on our response to the outcome. So when your word is challenged, when your decisions are challenged, when your promises, your commitment is challenged, do you do everything in your power to fulfill your word? I don't know if you're familiar kasi Dex with Strengths Finders. Are you familiar with that?
I heard about it.
Yeah, so it's kind of like an assessment. And so like one of the like themes, kasi iba-ibang themes yun, is responsibility, which that's one of my themes in StrengthsFinder. So your responsibility is, if you give me a responsibility, I will do everything in my power to make sure na mangyayari talaga yun. Sometimes to a fault. Na I'm very neurotic about it. Hindi ko talaga mabitawan. It's so funny because there was like a time where we had like this big project that kind of like...
I see that in you, Patrick.
Talaga? Oh.
Yeah, because that's why when I ask for something from you, I know that you will deliver eh. Kahit anong mangyari. Mabilis.
Yeah.
And then you will just tell me na parang, baka hindi tomorrow, the next day, but you will fulfill it. That is the sign of a man with integrity. And because of that, the people that you work with will rely on you. They will trust and respect you. Diba?
Right. Yeah, and I think like one thing I realized din kasi is na, well, it's if it's a theme I have, it's also a theme that you might not necessarily have. But does that mean that because it's not natural, if it's not your like wiring to be like that you, again, like going back to the making excuse, hindi naman talaga ako ganun eh. No, I mean it's again to the best of your ability nga eh. Parang what can you do about it? And like in the future, if you make a promise and alam mo you cannot keep it, then don't make the promise. And we see that every election. You can see like all of the platforms just for the sake just so that they can win the vote. Pero without like considering, is it even possible? Posible ba talaga na 20 pesos yung per kilo ng bigas? No, it's not. I mean like, but you go up on stage, you say that like obviously to sell yourself to voters. And then when it happens, it's like, hindi pala kaya. Like then you shouldn't be making those kinds of promises. I guess like again, I'm not gonna assume that I know what happened behind closed doors. Pero nag-research ba talaga if it's possible? Alam mo yun, parang or kasi naisip mo lang na magandang promise to, maraming mag-vote sa'yo kung ganito yung pinamis mo.
Totoo.
Yeah, so like, yeah. Alam mo, like,
Patrick.
Yeah, I mean, I was just like thinking out loud, no? What would it be like if from a democracy standpoint, no? What if we didn't just have like we had elections but we didn't have campaign periods na lang kaya? Alam mo yun, parang let's look at track record.
Yeah.
And then 'di ba? Like wag ka nang magbudots and don't make these promises. Yeah, kasi we know for a fact that like 95% of these promises are going to be broken.
Yes, that's why we go again to making converting our boys to become real men who fulfill their promises, who honor their word, who focuses on not only looking good but doing good, no? Character over reputation. Kasi we always see this. It's election time na naman. Promises, and yung mga nagpa-promise ngayon na gustong kumandidato, they have been in public office for decades and they have done nothing. So, tama ka, I agree with it. Let's just look at their track record. Ano ba nagawa nila during that time instead of looking what they are again promising to us? Kasi another point with the promises, no? For example, yung 20 pesos per kilo ba 'yon ng bigas?
Yeah.
Kung hindi kaya, at least you've done an effort to push for it to achieve that goal. Kahit na hindi mo maabot yung 20 pesos per kilo. We know PRRD had the controversy with the war on drugs, but that is not the only project or policy that he had. He had a lot of projects. No, we have the build, the environmental cleanup. Boracay, Manila Bay, nilinis na niya. Na napakatagal na bago, basura kasi yan, Manila Bay dati eh. Puro basura yan, ngayon nalinis. Ewan ko lang ngayon kung ano nangyari. Boracay also.
That's okay pa naman. I was there a few, yeah.
Well, see?
Not as cool as before, but it's still
But remember PRRD promised that in 6 months, wala na drug problem. Di ba he promised that one? Pero hindi niya na-fulfill. But the people saw that he was working towards that goal. He promised the moon, di ba? But we landed in the stars. Parang at least may nag-improve. There are 1.5, for example, million drug addicts that were rehabilitated and surrendered. There are a lot of collateral damage, we understand that, but there's a lot of meddling from media. Remember, we talked about the reliance on just the mainstream media. They can just create stories. Anyway, going back, no, even if you when you promise something, no, you need to follow through. Even if you won't be able to fulfill it 100%, kasi a lot of the circumstances are not within your control eh. Diba?
Yeah.
Sabi mo nga, uulan, nag-promise ka sa anak mo, maglalaro tayo sa labas, umulan. Tapos hindi ka man lang nag-effort na parang, doon kayo sa covered court maglaro. Diba?
Yeah.
At least, nakita ng anak mo, si daddy, si papa, he fulfilled his promise. Kahit
Right.
na hindi sa labas, at least naglaro kami saan.
I think to an extent, no, parang we all want to fulfill what we say. Kasi reputation is important to us.
Yep.
But I guess like if you want to be really intricate about it, no, like at least ako in my mind, like what I'm thinking. All right, sige. I said something. I gave a guarantee. For example, like when I'm working with clients, and I tell them, okay, this is my guarantee to you. That we will deliver this. We'll deliver this service. We'll deliver this outcome, this result to the best of our ability. And then it becomes, it comes clear to me na okay, I said that, pero hindi pala ganun kadali.
Yeah.
And then you have two decisions, no? It's either you make excuses and you say, I was just listening to a video by Coach Max Salazar. I don't know if you've seen him. He's like a mindset coach. He was talking about JEBS. JEBS as in JEBS. So like what yung tae na mindset natin minsan, which to be honest, like I'm sure all of us we struggle with this. It's an acronym, so judgment, we pronounce judgment on ourselves na ganito ako, like, I'm a promise breaker, and we put like these identities on us, and then after the judgment we create excuses. And then parang kasi ganun, anong magagawa mo kasi umulan eh, like hindi naman ako weatherman na malalaman if uulan bukas or hindi. Like we create these excuses of like what we can and can't do, and then comes the blame, the B. So we start to say because of this, because of that. Ano ba naman tong anak ko kasi talagang pinilit na maglalaro bukas. Alam niya naman na parang busy ako. And then the shame starts to set in. And then we create like this, so that's kind of like the route that like a lot of us like struggle with regularly, versus just taking a different route and saying, okay, yun nga, parang going back to stoicism, like what can I control? What can't I control? I can't control the weather, but I can control my strategy. I can control the way I deal with the situation. In fact, it can be a great, like when challenges like that arise, it's a great opportunity for you to really show your true colors and show your child that si daddy will make an effort to fulfill his promise. And again, like we said earlier kanina, that you mentioned na parang when the people were leading see that example, that becomes their default later on.
Yep.
I just came from Dumaguete. I was invited to speak to an organization. It's a church. And then I interacted with them a lot, and I can really say that like this organization, this team has a really good culture. And it's really because of the quality of the leadership of their senior like leader, yung senior pastor nila. He's a guy I've known like ever since talaga. Like we go way back. Pero I'm not really close with him per se kasi Dumaguete, so malayo siya. But like I got to see firsthand for the first time what example he sets for his staff and for the members of the church. And I saw that parang it really, and I really said this to them during the training kasi they invited me to train their staff kasi. I said that, it's very obvious that you are like a solid team that to the point that we're talking about tonight, that really that makes an effort to serve and to deliver what you should deliver. And that's because of the example that your senior leader has set. And it was pretty obvious to me. Like that was like a really good example for me of like senior leaders today, whether you're a church, you're a business, you're a government leader, it's contagious eh. Yung especially integrity and a lack of integrity, it's contagious. And so when people see that there's a lack of integrity, what happens? Then they'll also follow suit because well, he got away with it, he got rich, he got rewarded, he didn't get the consequence. I want that as well. Versus you see someone who walks in integrity and you see that it becomes but they might not be as rich, but you see that may peace of mind yung tao, they don't have to look over their shoulders. Alam mo yon, it becomes it really just becomes like it trickles down is all I'm saying. And so I think that even to an extent, I think like one of the challenges, however, no, is what if you're not on top, and then you want to stand for integrity, you want to be a man of your word, but even sometimes when you do that, hindi lang na parang you're called out for it, but it even jeopardizes. Because like I know for a fact, like even in government, no, when you stand for integrity, it can actually be like to your detriment. You can lose your job, you can get demoted kasi hindi ka marunong makikisama. So I think like that's another like whole new like complex like issue that I don't know if we want to tackle tonight, but like at some point we also need to kind of like dig down deep into that as well.
Yeah. Again, you lead by example. So tama ka pa, no? It trickles down. Values are caught, not taught. I will actually absorb through osmosis, quote unquote, kung ano yung ginagawa ng tatay ko o ng parents ko sa bahay. Yun yung lagi ang dinadala ko paglabas ko ng bahay namin. So, I want to show you this post. No? This is a criticism to a general that was appointed by President Donald Trump. No? Sabi nung isa, I think Chris Jackson, maybe a congressman or senator in the US, sabi niya, "Dear God, the new chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Dan Kane, told Trump, I love you, sir. I think you're great, sir. I'll kill for you, sir." Ang criticism niya, this country is sick to the core. Yung mga ganyan, mga Democrats comment. I commented on it. No. So sabi ko, no. Sabi ko, men are loyal to men whom they respect, just like what we were discussing today. Military men long for strong and authentic leaders. Trump, relative to past political leaders, exudes strength and reliability. These traits command respect. So sabi ko, do you think Elon Musk, RFK, Kennedy, Hegseth, Tulsi, and other part of the team will support Trump if he doesn't have those traits above? The president is battle-tested from lawfare, using law to attack a person, their reputation, etc., assaults, defamation, and assassination attempts that no other presidents from at least the current generation endured. So bakit ko pinakita to? This is my best comment because it has been one of my best pala. 8,000 views siya eh. This is just a comment from a post. And the reason why for me this guy said this one is because he had enormous trust and respect to a leader, just like what we saw RFK Jr. regardless what the media says about him, which I think are complete false, because we talked about media again, what their motivations are. So this is the kind of following that you will get, respect and loyalty when you give them a good example.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like two things that I've come to realize then, like just like observing then the leaders that I obviously follow, yung mga mentors ko, people who I've worked for and worked with. Two things that happen when you are a leader of integrity. Number one is you create leaders like you. So maaring meron kang mga employees that might have started from the bottom, but because you have like you're the example they follow.
Yep.
And if they see that and they aspire towards, especially if they really aspire to climb up the ladder of success, then you create leaders na talagang also stand for integrity. That's the reason why I say na like never like underestimate the power of being like a leader of integrity, no matter how small or big your like influence might seem, because you duplicate yourself. Secondly, is like just like the example you shared, you attract people also of the same and I think like that's the beauty of being also like being vocal about your kasi marami namang talagang tao na they live a life of integrity but they try to hide behind it, like closed doors.
Yeah.
They don't like the limelight, and that there's nothing wrong with disliking the limelight. Yung sadly enough, yung mga tao pa na tama yung leadership, yun pa yung wag mo na akong pansinin, okay lang ako dito. Pero these are the people that really should have a spotlight on them eh. And if the spotlight is on you, then we get to congregate. I'm part of a business club kasi here in Bacolod. And like right now I'm the acting OIC for that club. And I'm starting to see like business owners who also like run their business na like their desire is really high. This is a conversation actually we just had last night kasi we just had an event here locally. And then like in one of the like the networking discussions we had, parang like I was talking to a couple of people who also have their businesses, and like the common like denominator for us is we're all trying to find a way to be business owners of high integrity.
Yeah.
And you when you gather, you're able to do so much more. Like just idea lang Dex kasi like pinag-usapan na namin next Thursday ulit magme-meet kami ng group lang na yon to come up with like ideas na like okay, so this is our desire. We want like to become high integrity business owners. So we can also encourage other business owners to be high integrity, pay your taxes properly, take care of your staff, no under the table deal. Alam mo yon, parang when you congregate as as people with that desire, nako grabe, like I just like I just believe that it can really create such a powerful movement within industries. And sobrang like yun nga kasi like I think that the next generation should start to see these people of high integrity in all aspects, whether it's medicine, engineering. We just saw the news as well of like the bridge that collapsed. Alam mo yun, parang,
Yes.
there's some people saying hindi sa design yun. But whatever it is, I mean, bottom line is, okay, there's a problem. Instead of like pointing fingers and saying it's this person's fault and making excuses, let's just find a way to fix the darn bridge, for crying out loud. Make sure it doesn't happen again. Diba?
Yes. Yes. Again, it's a fundamental it's a fundamental problem again that is constantly being repeated in administrations. May mga bridge na parang naalala mo yung naglakad sila sa Zamboanga yata yun. Sa Mindanao, naglalakad sila sa bridge and nahulog silang lahat.
Yeah.
Did
you hear about the one in Iloilo?
Oh,
diba when you visited, we came from the airport. Yung road na yun from the airport, traffic is so bad because of the flyover that is still not fixed.
Yikes.
It really set Iloilo back like 15, 20 years at the least.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yun nga if we have leaders who act like real strong men with integrity, with purpose, these things won't happen. No, 99% it won't happen. Maybe 1% are the circumstances that are outside your control. I want to show this, Patrick, kasi it's also related to leadership. Do you know Volodymyr Zelensky?
Yeah, I saw
the head of the Ukraine.
Right.
You know what happened with him and Donald Trump in the White House?
I saw the video. Yeah, I watched the video.
It was crazy. What do you think about it before we talk about this? Nung nag-usap sila.
It's pretty obvious that Zelensky doesn't care about Ukraine.
It's disrespectful for me when you go to another person's house and it's like the person wants peace. Now let's have this win-win deal, mineral deal, and then it will be part of the peace deal because we will be investing in your country. So that means our businesses will be there, and then we will protect your country. By then, that is the obvious security deal for them to be able to push for a peace deal with Russia. But during that time, naglabasan na yung mga publicity of Zelensky. And one of the posts that struck me, this has 131 million views. It was posted by a certain Alexandra Merz. Sabi niya, this was the moment, babae ito. This was the moment I understood was off kay Zelensky. Bakit? Kamo, July 2022 is kasagsagan na ng gera. Kakasimula lang ng gera nito eh. Nakuha mo pa magpa-picture sa Vogue? This is a fashion magazine, no? This is the most viewed comment pala. Hindi yung isa. A leader posing in a studio with while his people suffer can feel like a bid for applause rather than a focus on the fight. Vogue, a fashion magazine, inherently emphasizes aesthetics over substance, unlike a real documentary battlefield coverage. This comment got 105,000 views. So 1.4 likes. So I was able to engage people. It's about a lot of people are focused on their looks. No, may gera na nga eh. You don't see Putin going to a magazine. They focus on the battle, on the war. If you are a real and authentic strong man, you focus on the mission. Before you react, Patrick, I remembered kasi before ko makalimutan. Remember Manny Pacquiao versus Mayweather?
Which one?
The first one. The fight, 2015, 2014, no?
Right.
When I was watching their videos, their pre-fight videos, Mayweather was in the zone. I can feel it. I can see him. He's just focused on the fight. No, he's like, I will beat you, etc. I will win this one. I will become the best ever. I will win this. And then, si Manny Pacquiao, he said something, no? Because he's religious, diba? Or parang he's, diba, may mga pastor. Sabi niya, my purpose in this fight is to convert Mayweather to become a Christian. Naku, sabi ko, shit. He's not focused on the mission. The mission is to win the match. Which again, we know the results who won. Because in the first place, yung isa is focused on the battle. Yung isa naman is about thinking beyond the battle. Dapat iniisip mo na yun pagkatapos na ng laro mo. No, I just want to comment on that one.
Yeah, I think in some way or another, it really goes back to the idea of being a mission-driven person then. Yeah, I mean, like if you don't have a North Star, if you don't have like if you're not clear about your purpose, like why you exist, then it's gonna be hard to be committed because what are you committing yourself to, diba? So, like I guess like the lack of integrity, a lack of a backbone is like another symptom then of like people who are really just doing things. I don't want to say for the wrong reasons. Kasi there's really like wrong reason naman. Pero they're not doing it for more. They're not doing it for the bigger picture. It's not like you're saying na, okay, great. This is the career path you chose. This is the competency that you want to develop. But why?
They get distracted.
Yeah, and then yun nga, exactly distraction talaga because like you see, yung nga pala no, malaking pera dito. And then you start to see, oh, dali lang, mas malaki pala yung pera doon. And then you change your career and you get off track. Like it's so funny because like there was just this conversation that my wife had with the previous coworker when my wife Cess was still in corporate. She was working in Globe. And then, alam mo yun, parang it was very clear from the beginning that hindi yun yung para sa kanya because she's very entrepreneurial. So, cut the long story short, she decided to leave the corporate world to start to co-found the business with me. And then, I think it was last year when one of her supervisors
Hmm.
like sent her a message and she just parang tinanong niya lang, "Dear, matanong lang, how can
Hmm.
I start a business like yours? Kasi nakita ko, mas marami ka ng pera sa akin ngayon." Tapos nila, like, I get it, no? I mean, like, uh,
Yeah, yeah.
money and ano is important. I mean, okay, sige, that's great. But like, I think we're driven, if you're driven by just like the perks, the money and all of that, it's so easy to get distracted by, ay, hindi mas
Yep.
magandang path to. Ay, hindi mas magandang path yan. And you end up not going anywhere because you're always just like envious of what other people are doing in other industries. Eh, sa totoo,
I
be
agree.
honest, there's no industry where you cannot
Hmm.
thrive. Pero yung problema nga
Yeah.
lang, kasi you're just so focused on the, how can I get to a bigger salary? How can I get to a nicer office? Versus na, how can I get really, really good at what I'm doing? How can I be super competent, become the 1% expert in my field,
Yep.
and then help a lot of people with that gift, that talent, or that product that you want to build. Because if that's your focus, everything else, like the money, it just follows, eh. It just
I
follows.
agree. I agree, Patrick. No. Sometimes we are distracted with the small things, and small things can come like more money. No, it's not all about money. Wealth is not just all about money. I think you've read The Psychology of Money. No,
Yes.
uh,
Yeah.
which is a very important book to be read. Let's just discuss that Psychology of Money another
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. Sige, sige. Let's do that. Mm.
I want to I want to focus more on men focusing on their mission. I want to show you this short clip of Elon Musk, uh, discussing Doge and his businesses and how he focuses on his purpose.
All right, we welcome to the show and a special interview with Mr. Elon Musk, who, of course, is famed Trump advisor, CEO of Tesla, SpaceX, chair of X Corp. Elon, thank you for doing this. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
I want to begin, but among other things, everyone's attacking you for your position. What are you doing in the government? There was a cyber attack on X today, which shut it down and may have been foreign sourced.
Yes.
It's a big story. You want to give us a moment on that?
Well, we're not sure exactly what happened, but there was a massive cyber attack to try to bring down the X system with IP addresses originating in the Ukraine area.
Oh, well, so that's your suspicion. Is the website, is the internet up? Is it up yet?
It's up, yeah.
It's up yet. Okay, good. But I just was looking back. Let me see if I get this right. They're setting fire to various Tesla charging stations near Boston. Shots were fired at a Tesla dealership in Oregon. Various nonviolent.
Shots fired, not a metaphor.
Shots fired, yes. Downtown New York, marching against the Tesla showroom. Your stock is way down. You've been criticized left and right.
But look on the bright side.
I mean, why are you doing this?
Always
That's
look on
really what
the
people
always look
wanna
on the
know.
bright side of life.
Yes, I'm an optimist.
But besides that,
Yes, I mean,
how's your day?
what motivates you to do this?
Was the opera good?
It's tough sledding.
Yeah, it is tough sledding. But I think we're doing the right thing here. There's been a tremendous amount of waste and fraud in the government. When you're part of the government, you saw a lot of that, and there's been, if you look at the Inspector General reports and the Government Accountability Office, there have been many audits that have pointed out.
Okay. You saw Patrick, no? May sinabi siya, despite all of those distractions and destructions of his companies and properties, the Tesla stock, the burning of Tesla dealerships, and vandalism of Tesla products and cars. Sabi niya, why are you doing this? Sabi nung nag-interview. Ang sabi niya that struck me, it's the right thing to do. Again, like what you said, focus, real men, strong men, focus on their mission.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, and I
Diba?
think like if you want to break that down, no, like how many well, I don't have the numbers or anything.
Yeah.
But I'm like in my mind, is there a
Yeah.
decline of men who have like a sense of purpose? I'd like to think in some level, yes, because we're getting sucked into like, the busyness and like having the bills to pay, and a lot of that, of course, are like realities again that we can't control. But
Yeah.
all the more reason for us to kind of like really go back and ask ourselves, like, even like for like schools, no, like how much of our education today really dives into asking like kids at a young age, what is your purpose in life? Diba? What mission do you want to fulfill? Like, who do you want to help? I probably think like you asked a college student that, and like 9 out of 10 would easily say like, ay, wag natin
No.
pag-usapan yan, di ba? Like,
They're
we,
not
we, we
mature
brought,
enough
yeah.
to answer it pa.
No, I don't think so. Cause like, I don't know. Like,
Hmm.
I tried to answer that question at a young age. Like, I remember being 13, 14 years old. I was already contemplating, okay, what do I want to do with my life?
Hmm.
And I was surrounded by by people who my age who were the same. It's a question that I think is sincerely, I think it's a question that
Yeah.
that even teenagers are asking themselves until today. But yun nga, but like, because there's no space for them to explore that or even
Hmm.
discuss that without being to a certain extent even shamed na, wow, ang lalim mo pare, alam mo yun, parang let's not
Yeah.
do that. I mean, like, I think
Social
it is
approval.
yeah, it has to be a
Peers approval.
conversation eh. It has to be conversation kasi yun nga, like, what would the world be like if there were more people who were just as mission driven? Like, I mean, people like Elon Musk are like a dime a dozen talaga. And
But I think we can increase that number, Patrick.
yeah,
We
yeah,
can make a lot of Elon Musk. No,
right.
we in our own way we do our thing. We focus on our mission, and I think we need to teach our kids as early as early teenage years to know their mission, just like you, 13 years old. Medyo malalim ka na mag-isip. During that time, I'm not sure. I'm just playing basketball, wala pa ako masyadong nun sa probinsya ako. Pero another thing that is very important for us to tackle, Patrick, kasi when you are mission driven, there are sacrifices.
Yeah.
There are peer pressure and there are
Yes.
social disapproval, no?
Mm.
And dangers, no? If you are going for the heroic, you should have the courage to do something, to speak the truth, especially when, for example, us, when we speak the truth. And for a lot of, for example, vloggers who are criticizing government, they usually voice their opinions, and most of the time they speak the truth, but it's so uncomfortable for the powers that be. When they hear that, no, they feel threatened with it. It's dangerous for those bloggers to share their opinions because their life might be threatened. In this, I want to show you this video. Here, Elon Musk understood the danger, and he was actually showing his vulnerable side. This is from an interview with uh, Joe Rogan.
It's like nuclear or some like bioweapon thing or something like that. So that, obviously, if someone were to work at SpaceX and then go,
Patrick, he's talking about Congress people who are doing insider trading in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
stock market.
Right. Right.
I mean, this is really going to get me assassinated. It's like I'm not lengthening my lifespan by explaining this stuff, to say the least. I mean, I was supposed to go back to DC. How am I going to survive? This fucker's going to kill me for sure. In fact, I do think like it's like I actually have to be careful that I don't push too hard on the corruption stuff because it's going to get me killed. Yeah, it's It's like I was actually thinking about that on the plane flight over here. It's like if I push too hard on the corruption stuff, people get desperate. Is the issue?
Right.
Then they say like, okay, if the money flow cuts off, then okay, they can't afford school for their kids.
Right.
Then they're like, well, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you for my kids, type
Right.
of thing.
Yeah.
You know, then it's like, oh, geez. Okay.
Did you ever see that video? I think it was.
See, there's courage, but he embraces, acknowledges his fear. He knows the danger. When you're courageous, for me, it doesn't mean that there's an absence of fear. You just move forward despite the fear. What do you think?
Yeah. That's exactly the point I was mentioning earlier kasi na okay, if you're on top, you stand for integrity, you set an example. Pero if you're not like in full control, if you're not like the one in charge, or if yun nga, parang kung may opposition siya, like, I can see that some people will probably bend integrity wise because it's for their safety. Pero like I think like bought about that, no, parang if I were put in a position where I had to like sacrifice my integrity for us, like maybe like not to the extent of like being assassinated, of course. I mean, I try my best to avoid situations.
Yes, because
like
how can you
Yeah.
make a change if you're dead, Patrick? So
Right,
we
yeah.
always want to be alive to make
But
a
like
change.
I'll give you an example, no. Like there was one time na parang we got a no we were contacted by a business that wanted to hire our marketing agency. It was no I'm not gonna say the company's name, pero Pogo. They were up. I found out during the discovery call that they were into online gambling, and they offered us 12 million just to take the deal.
Yeah.
And it like syempre like in your mind, gosh, that's such a big number. 12 million for an initial project. Initial project pa lang.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, grabe if I close
Tempting.
this deal. Oh, if I close this deal, that's already our income goal for the next 2 years. This is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
while back. This is a while back. Even during the pandemic pa nga eh. Like I think 2021, 2022. And then alam mo yun, parang like you're in the call, you're kind of like struggling already to kind of no. Pero when the call ends, and then nag-usap kami ni Ses. Ses wasn't on the call. So syempre, nagtanong siya, oh, how was the call? Kasi alam niya na, okay, ano yung business nila? Ako, Pogo. And then we just looked at each other. Quiet kami. And then she kind of like said, you're gonna say no, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna say no. And then, well, if you wanna be technical about it, I lost millions just
Yeah.
by saying no.
The opportunity
Right,
cost.
right. But the peace of mind, I would not trade the peace of mind for even double, triple, quadruple, 10 times that amount. Kasi yung
Yeah.
peace of mind knowing that you stood by what's valuable to you. It's you can't put a price tag on that, and you might lose, but at least you kept what was more important intact, which again like for us was really the peace of mind knowing that we're a business that chooses to be high integrity, because we have clients, good paying clients even, who tell us the reason why we work with you is because you're high integrity. So we don't want to lose that identity as a company. So like going that direction, like I think, yeah, I mean, it will
You have
cost, yeah, it will cost you. You do have to make sacrifices. Given yan, I don't think anyone who has chosen to stand for integrity has had an easy life. Parang there will always be a loss, there will always be a risk,
Yeah.
but I think it's a risk that we have to be willing to take all times.
Yeah, Patrick, I want to again going back to fear, now of being courageous, being focusing on your mission, being a hero, just like Elon Musk, just like Nelson Mandela, the modern heroes of our times. We can say, Donald Trump is one of the modern heroes for a lot of Americans, and even for Xi Jinping, a hero for the Chinese, Putin, a hero for the Russians. No, and for us, President Duterte was a hero for many because of his impactful projects and even the controversial na war on drugs. I want to show you this one. That's why I want to really dig deeper into this mission-focused attitude of real men. Kasi if we want to teach the next generation, we want them to embrace the fear. Ito yung isang sinabi nung ito was realization of one of the bloggers. Sabi niya, fear is that since a good public servant like Duterte has been jailed, no one else will dare to fight against oligarchs and drug lords, knowing they could face the same fate. When I read this, sabi ko, it's a legitimate concern. Because first time mong nakita, Filipino citizen, former president, who did a lot of things in the country, pinalayas mo, sinipa mo abroad para lang makulong doon at matry ng ibang dayuhan. How do we address this kind of fear so that we can always say, despite the fear, you should be courageous to focus on your mission and your goals?
For me, I think, because I like to think that 99% of people won't even have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun, parang maybe for the 1%, like I might have a different message. But like to like the greater majority of people who should stand for righteous leadership, integrity in the workplace, simply saying mali yung inuuwi mo yung bond paper para sa project ng anak mo kasi that belongs to the company. Like those kinds of scenarios, I would probably say that you don't have that much to be afraid of. I mean, like it's not as scary as you think. So
Yep.
I don't want to downplay the fear, but yeah, you have to downplay the fear, to be honest, because
I agree. Because you do something that is very different from what people are doing, something revolutionary, you will get social disapproval. But when I first started, diba, when you first started your business, maybe you have a lot of naysayers.
Oh,
Just
for
like
sure, for
me
sure.
also.
Yeah. And, I mean, yun nga to that point, I used to be so afraid of it because I thought it would be, that these people had actually had teeth. Alam mo yun, parang, and then you find out they're all bark, no bite. And
Yes.
their social disapproval is just not, as terrible as it may seem. I mean, like,
It
I'm very
doesn't
vocal.
matter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very vocal about like one thing, for example, like, because I'm a college dropout, and like I always tell the students, if you want to be a doctor, engineer, don't follow my route. But if you want to be a business owner at the age that you are right now, start your business already. And if it starts to take off, then yes, you should stop going to college to like take care of the business venture. And like a lot of people are like, huwag mong sabihin yan kasi alam mo yun, parang, and then I just can't like count the number of times people have tried to force me to get a college degree just so that, alam mo yun, parang, they always say it's for your good, but like, no, you're just trying to get me on the same, like, you just want people to say na parang, oo, si Patrick, we convinced him na kailangan niya ng degree. But
Yeah, they're actually projecting, and they are
Correct.
just following
Yeah,
what
exactly.
the society wants them to do.
Right. And when they project, they openly go against you, but they don't really do anything. I mean, like, it's not like these kinds of conversations.
Ikaw
which
rin
again,
naman ang gagawa.
Yeah. Like 95, 99, like going back to the bond paper example. If you just tell your office mates na, kasi sila magsasabi na, kuha ka lang ng bond paper dyan, si boss naman nagbabayad nun. Pero like, you can just go and say na, ay, ayoko kasi parang mali eh. Alam mo yun, parang, and then, grabe ka naman, makala mo kung sino ka na. And that's it. Like, then go ahead, think that way. I'm still not gonna do it.
Yeah,
Alam mo yun, parang
exactly.
like to that extent. Yeah. So
Ano,
like, yeah. From
just having the courage of doing the right thing, Patrick. Just having the courage to doing the right thing. Courage is one of the loneliest virtue because you are alone at the moment of decision. When you're doing what is right and a lot of people are not doing it, you are alone when you make that decision. But that solitude in doing what is right becomes solidarity when you inspire other people. When you inspire other people to do also what is right. Yun yung actually from
right.
Conversion from solitude to solidarity, no? Malungkot eh. Imagine itong nangyari kay PRRD, no? Yung decision na yun is a very difficult decision. He wants to make the country safe and secure by removing or helping eradicate drugs. Marami siyang nakalaban, narco politicians, drug lords, and criminals na who are earning millions and billions over it. So it is a hard decision, but he pushed it, and now he is in jail in another country, but his example endures. Do you see the screen? Do you know this scene?
Yeah. I watched the Gladiator, the part 2.
Let's play it.
I need to watch this again.
I know who you are. Lucius Verus Aurelius.
Acacius has raised his hand. He has surrendered. Let the gods decide.
The gods have rendered their judgment. Do what you must. But on my death, you have to know. I love your mother, Lucilla. And your father, Maximus. I would have died for him. Kill him! I can't! Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Tell him!
Death will be too good for you.
Is this how Rome treats its hero? Tell me! If his life has no value, what are yours worth? The gods have spoken!
One of my favorite scenes, the reason why I show this is it's kind of applicable what's happening in our country right now. The phrase that if this how you treat your heroes? Diba? If his life does not have worth or value, what is your worth or something like that?
Yeah, on top of Gladiator, like another, well, it's a movie now, but I actually prefer the book more. Yung Dune. Have you watched that? Yung movie.
Yes. Dune 1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2. I'm reading. I read the books kasi, and then I'm reading the Dune Messiah. Yun yung magiging part 3. I think yung sabi nila that's gonna be part 3. Maganda din yung politics ng Dune eh. I mean, like, it really goes into like the intricacies of the houses, plotting against,
Yeah.
to go against the House Atreides, which was the noble house, and then the Harkonnens being like the ruthless, the ruthless, heartless ones.
Yeah.
And then yun, they is essentially, for those who don't know the movie, yung House of Atreides was wiped completely except for like a select handful, including si Paul Atreides, yung anak, yun yung si Timothy Chalamet, like I don't know how to pronounce
Yeah,
his
yeah.
last name. Pero
Chalamet or something.
Chalamet, something like that. But he plays Paul, or they call him Muad'Dib. So he becomes like this, like messiah figure for Arrakis, for the people who live in Arrakis, yung Fremen. So like that in itself, like it's really the reason why I like reading it. It's the power trip, the power play.
Yeah.
It reminds you that there is always politics when it comes to leadership, whether it's government, office, and you kind of like need to also learn how to navigate in a way. Parang dying for your country is noble, it's good, pero my gosh,
But
like,
it's also good to be alive. To be
Exactly,
alive
like,
and continue the impact.
Oh nga like I look at the scene, yung scene na yun really breaks my heart because number one, I'm a big fan of what's this actor's name? Yung the guy who played the kasi 'di ba siya
Gladiator?
Kasi 'di ba sa din sa Game of Thrones.
Wait lang
I forgot his name. It eludes me like I'm so bad.
Ito. Ito. Si Russell Crowe.
No,
ba?
yung pinatay dun sa video. Yung general.
Oo nga, si Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah.
Aurelius. Ito.
Cast. Pedro Pascal, yun.
Yeah, cast. Okay.
Kasi he's gonna be the new Richard Reeds then for Fantastic Four. Tapos but Narcos, he was also one of the actors.
Yeah, Narcos, no?
Yeah, oo.
Ganda rin yung Narcos.
And anyways, like yun nga parang like you could have lived, dude. Like paano mo yun? Parang
We'll navigate navigate the politics. Maka, we need to acknowledge the risk of being a hero. No? There's another impactful video that I saw, about acceptance and gratitude. It's 318, which speaks to the idea of there being a time for every action and state. It's so nice. And it was kasi dahil nga 'di ba na-aresto si PRRD, the videos that was recorded about him was speaking about this one. And that's why I think it's very important to show it, because it's what acceptance about your faith looks like and how you foresee yourself in the future.
Yeah.
This one.
There is a time to be great. Nagaya ko. Presidente ako ngayon. I do not know why. But there will always be a time that I will be nobody. And that is sure to come. And maybe to die thereafter. There is always a time for plenty. But there is always a time for want. There is always time to be merry, happy, and a time to be sad. A time to be healthy, strong, kung bata ka pa. But as sure as the sun will rise in the east, we will get old and get weak and sick. There's a time to feast, but there's time to want. A time to be spending, may pera ka, but sometimes may problema. And a time for war, and a time for peace. And a time to be born, and a time to die.
When I saw it, it's like when in our good state, it is just part of the cycle of life. No, it's just really about acceptance and gratitude of the present moment and of your faith. So that is an inspiration. Regardless who said it, it's a lovely verse in the Bible.
Yung context kasi nun, Dex, like if you really study Ecclesiastes, it really tells you about what matters.
Yeah,
That's the message of the entire like
book.
because I studied the Bible like in depth talaga, like in Hebrew. And
Wow.
yun, parang the point there is na we chase after these things thinking it's what's most important. Pero it
Not
actually is
permanent.
right. And like one of the things that kasi like scholars will say it was written by King Solomon, who was the wisest and most successful king of the nation of Israel. Pero in all of that, sabi niya meaningless. Pera, meaningless. Success, meaningless. Having all the horses, having he had hundreds of wives and concubines. Again, meaningless. But sabi niya, it all boils down to like essentially what he gets at the end. It's yun nga, fear God and live righteously. Live righteously. That's what really brings meaning. End of the day.
Yep.
It's God-fearing living, which again, like it goes back to ano pa rin, parang like living, because like if you look at the message of God, it's still love your neighbor eh. Yun pa rin yung ano. So it's still living for others. So when you say like fear God, yung pinaka context talaga nun is do what God wants you to do, or do what the Bible commands you, and the greatest commandment is love the Lord your God by living a life that's like ruled by like righteousness, ethics, and all of that, and then also loving your neighbor and doing what's good for the people around you. So that's what Solomon is basically saying in Ecclesiastes. Do that, integrity, compassion. Balik pa rin tayo dun sa ano,
sa basic, sa fundamental virtues.
Yeah, right.
It's great to discuss this this topic with you. But before we end it, we want to be able to contribute in converting our boys, to become real men with mission, with word of honor, with integrity, with courage, despite of fear of the risk and social disapproval. There are 4 books. One of them is this one. No, I think every citizen should have this. Every boy should be able to read this. Siguro as early as high school, kasi medyo malalim to, medyo philosophical eh. Another book which is Ayn Rand, which focuses on individualism and disregarding social pressure in favor of your own individual ideas and goals. No, this is Ayn Rand, the Fountainhead. Is very important. And one of the best essays about nonconformity and self-reliance is Ralph Waldo Emerson's essay. This is his book, no, Ralph Waldo. Maganda to. No, makapal ito kasi this is a compilation of his essays. I was able to buy this in LA. Pero one of the essays, Self-Reliance, is for me the best essay he has written about independence and courage to do and carve your own path. And lastly, Nietzsche. You know Friedrich Nietzsche. Friedrich Nietzsche's Thus Spoke Zarathustra. Thus Spoke Zarathustra speaks about the Ubermensch, the Superman, versus the last man. So I just want to share it with you, and also for those who will watch this conversation.
Well, I guess to kind of like just sum it up, no, like 3 like I want to call it virtues, but like the 3 building blocks for integrity. In essence, like in support of integrity is yung word of bond. So really like being someone who says, okay, I gave my word, And I know that I can't always deliver the outcome, the result I want, but I will do my absolute best to keep my word of bond. Being as close as possible to the person that you are behind closed doors, even when you're in public, and really just compassion towards other people. Doing something because you know that it's good for not just for you but for people around you. And I guess like a fourth one is don't die. Wisdom pa rin. Doing it in a way that's yun nga parang yes, the patriotism, all of that, again, that's like 1%. There will have to be certain people who will have to like be martyred for but that doesn't have to be all of us. We can be smart about the way that we stand for integrity without compromising or basically taking calculated risks. Yes, understand the risks, but it has to be you have to be smart about it. Na parang hindi lang yung okay, sulong tayong lahat. Hindi, wag, kasi you'll end up dead. Yeah. You're just gonna end up dead and nothing's gonna happen. But you want to stand for integrity and righteousness because you want it to you want to be successful. You want it to flourish. You want people to follow suit. And show people what it's like to be a person of integrity. Pero yung business mo, growing pa rin. Yung career mo, nag-a-advance pa rin. Yung leadership mo, you're still in some way or another, you're maintaining position and leadership. There's nothing wrong with saying, I don't want to lose all of that.
Yeah.
And if you do lose it, if there are certain things that you will have to lose, then understand that even if you lose certain things, at least you didn't lose the peace of mind knowing that you stood by the conviction that you had. And I think that's always a price worth paying for if you have to pay for the price. Wala ka na ibang option.
If you die before you're fulfilling your purpose, your impact will be diminished. Imagine if Elon Musk died while doing his job, or Donald Trump was assassinated before getting elected, or President Duterte was assassinated in the middle of his term or before being elected. I agree that you need to make some calculated risk also to have the most impact that you can have to the society. But number one, in our country right now, because we have observed that there's a lot of weak men in leadership positions, we need to be able to reverse it for the next generation. We need to develop, mold, encourage real and strong men with word of honor, strong men who focus on doing good rather than looking good, men who are courageous to do what is right despite social disapproval or loneliness, and also embracing the fear and the risk while doing it. We aspire to be this great nation, but we can only do this gradually. Hindi kaagad natin matatakpan itong problema natin na ganito. Pero I am very optimistic that we can reverse it. Sabi nga, weak men create hard times. So nandito tayo sa situation na to. But hard times create strong men.